All right, let's switch our attention back to the Premier League. Big game tomorrow is live on talkSPORT 2. This one, 3 o'clock kickoff. Manchester United versus Brighton. Let's welcome in Jay Motty from the Stretford Paddock. Jay, loads going on at your club. I mean, look, first questions I guess we need to ask. Is Jadon Sancho going to be in the squad?
I doubt it. I don't think so, to be honest with you. I mean, if he's not been training with the first team, I'd be very, very surprised if he's thrown in with the first team squad. I think it'll be, personally, I think it'll be a little while if it's all we see him back in the United shirt.
Yeah, I'm about to ask you, what side do you sit on there? Because, I mean, me and Rory, I think we've both made our opinions clear that, him pinning the tweet him pinning that tweet to his Twitter page about sort of things going wrong at the club, not getting on with the club. I feel like it's a bit of a disrespect to the manager. What side of the fence do you sit on with this one?
If I had to pick a side, I'd say I'm with the manager. I think that Jadon Sancho's had opportunities. We've not really seen the player that we saw at Dortmund since he arrived at Manchester United, not consistently anyway. We've seen it in fits and starts. He was given a time last season where he was, he went away to Netherlands, I think, and did his own sort of training regime or whatever it was. So the manager showed him a little bit of patience there, a little bit of understanding. He's come back from there. He's not been that great, if I'm being brutally honest. And then we saw after the Arsenal game what happened there. And if you make a tweet like that and you say you're being made a scapegoat and you pin it to your account, and then from what we gather in reports today, you refuse to apologise, then you're leaving yourself on a hiding to nothing, especially with Erik Ten Hag, a manager who has already shown players like Cristiano Ronaldo the door, one of the biggest footballers ever. Then is he going to stomach it from Jadon Sancho? I just don't see it happening. So, yeah, I'm with the manager on this one. It's not a great situation for either of them, but I think it has to be Erik Ten Hag's way or no way at all.
Jay, do you know what? I agree with you generally, right? And I think that the principle that Erik Ten Hag is adopting here is really important. You cannot do and behave the way that Jadon Sancho did and expect to play for the team. However, sometimes you have to be a little bit flexible, don't you? Sometimes you have to be a little bit malleable. Do you think that Manchester United need Jadon Sancho? They need to make sure that Jadon Sancho is good enough and playing to his full potential, because it's all very well saying if you behave badly, you don't play for the team. But you don't really, you're running out of options in that position, aren't you?
Wait. When you say need what version of Jadon Sancho? Because
they need a good version of Jadon Sancho.
Which we haven't seen at Manchester United.
No, but that's the responsibility of the manager, isn't it? And the player, of course, to coax that performance and to create a situation where Jadon Sancho can fulfil his potential. Basically, it's all very well saying you don't play for the club if you behave this way, but Manchester United will be struggling for points without a player in that position, won't they?
Yeah, listen, I understand that. I think for me, it felt a little bit like this was an opportunity for Jadon Sancho because he's had the arm around the shoulder. He's had the understanding bit. Now he's been sort of called out. Now, how do you respond to that? When Marcus Rashford was dropped from the squad, when he was the top scorer and he was dropped for the team for being late, he didn't spit his dummy out. He came off the bench against Wolves and he scored the winner. And he held his hands up and said, listen, I broke the rules. I got punished and I'm okay with that. That's the manager's sort of way of working. Jadon Sancho didn't do that. He reacted in a way on social media. And you've hit the nail on the head. What version are we going to see of Jadon Sancho? If you were saying, do we need the Dortmund version of Jadon Sancho? 100%. I would love to see that at Old Trafford. But we haven't seen it yet. And he didn't arrive a few months ago. He's been here for over 2 years now. And I felt like this was almost like the last roll of the dice from this manager. He's thinking, come on, am I going to see anything from this player? Can I rely on this player? And you're right, we do need players. We've lost Anthony for different reasons, obviously. We're short of attacking options. But if Jadon Sancho is going to continue to be the inconsistent Jadon Sancho we've seen since he arrived, then it pains me to say it, but it's not a great loss.
You're not surprised me. And I don't know if this was true or not, because you can't really trust social media, can you? But there was a post that showed that Jadon Sancho, and look, international break, you can go wherever you want, right? I mean, sometimes footballers need to kind of put their hair down and go out. He went to New York. I think I saw that he went to New York. And I'm thinking, this is the time where if your manager slaughters you, you knuckle down and you show your manager that, you know what, I'm here to fight for my spot, and you train. You don't travel, you don't go partying, you knuckle down and train. And
you're in Carrington early, aren't you?
You're in Carrington early. Yeah, where everyone's out on international break, you're doing extra bits. You'll stand behind, you're working on everything.
He's running about Times Square, isn't he?
Yeah. He's in Times Square. And I'm like, what's he doing? Yeah. What's he doing, Jay?
Yeah, I think, I guess the argument would be, well, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was there. The difference is Aaron Wan-Bissaka's been performing for Manchester United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's not having a row with a manager. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's actually greatly improved his game under Erik ten Hag. So, yeah, it would have been nice to see Jadon Sancho knuckling down. I still don't think that would have been an issue if he'd have, for what we gathered, given the apology that he needed to give. I think that would have been his last chance to sort of resolve the issue with the manager. From what I understand, he hasn't apologised. They're still at loggerheads. And if you're arguing with the manager, and you're playing well, you're still going to struggle to get in the team. If you're not playing well and you've never really consistently performed for him, and now you're having a row with him after having a public feud with him, it's just, I can't see this working. I'd be very surprised, if I'm being honest with you guys, if we saw Jadon Sancho play for United anytime again. I honestly think this might be the end for him.
Wow.
I think in January, he could be gone. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see Jadon Sancho playing at the best of his ability for Manchester United, but I just don't see it happening. I really don't.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.